We are out here in Surprise, Arizona today, checking out these 3 beautiful models right behind me. This part of Surprise is going to be absolutely amazing. I'm going to talk a little bit more about what you can expect in regards to proximity to items a little bit later in this video, but right behind me, this first home is going to be a little over $700,000, but it has 6 bedrooms. Also has a 4-car garage option, tons of options there. We also have another home right behind me. This home does have the option for 6 bedrooms as well. And then the last home is 5 bedrooms. So if you're looking for a big house, this may be the perfect neighborhood for you. Let's go ahead and get started. Before we get started on the tours of the homes here, I wanted to tell you guys a little bit more about the area. This area is, I want to say, slightly set back from the normal Surprise area, but something that people aren't thinking about when it comes to this area that I think is really, really important is not only do you have quicker access to Surprise, so you're about maybe 10 minutes off the freeway, not too bad, probably about maybe 10, 15 minutes from different types of shopping. There's a Fry's, Starbucks, McDonald's, Taco Bell, Jersey Mike's, a Domino's, or maybe it's Barro's or pizza place in general. They're opening up even more shops, and that's probably about 5 minutes away, maybe not even. Gas station. So your normal things that you're going to need on a daily basis are going to be right within 5 minutes. If you have to go to like Home Goods or Target or things along those lines, you're probably going to be about 10 to 15 minutes depending on where you go. But the best part is you don't have to just go to the Surprise shopping area. You also are going to have access to the North Peoria shopping area, which I really, really love. The thing I love about it is it's a little bit more quiet and kind of out of the way for most people in the West Valley, but if you live in this north end of Surprise or North Peoria, it's perfect. So again, it's just a little bit more quiet, which I really like. And they're also gonna be building a Costco right there in the next year or so, so that's really great. I also wanna mention the jet noise here. You're gonna hear a little bit more jet noise in this neighborhood. Granted, the West Valley in general is going to have a decent amount of jet noise, so just be prepared for that. But in my personal opinion, it's not that bad. I lived in many, many houses throughout the West Valley. I've probably lived in, I don't know, 12, 14 homes. My mom's also a realtor if you're new to this channel, but I've lived in a lot of houses throughout the West Valley. So I'm really familiar with the jet noise. I have lived in Avondale, North Avondale, near Old Litchfield Park for probably about 4 years prior to the last month where I moved to Surprise. And it's so funny how just a little bit of a shift in difference can definitely affect the noise. I am noticing in my neighborhood now, and again, it doesn't bother me, but I want people to be prepared when they're picking a neighborhood. I definitely hear the jet noise, but it's not constant. There are neighborhoods that are going to be definitely worse than others. For example, my parents' neighborhood is very, very loud. It's Palm Valley Phase 5, and you're going to literally, the jets are going to take off, and I don't know anything about jets, but I'm just saying the bottom of the plane is faced right towards my parents' house, and it's really hard to even talk at points. So that can definitely be annoying. Some people love it. Sound of freedom. I'm all about it. It doesn't bother me too much. I actually think it's kind of cool. If it was constant all day long, that would probably be a problem for me, especially if I had like a kid or something, or like a baby, or worked from home and it's just constant loud noise. I could understand how that would be a little bit annoying, but majority of the time, there's a few pockets of neighborhoods that are gonna be worse than others, but majority of the time you're gonna be pretty decent. I will definitely, if you guys reach out to me at any point or have questions when you're picking your neighborhood, we go over that kind of stuff in our Zoom call as well, so that way you're well prepared. If you're interested in doing a Zoom call with me, my number and email are popping up. I would love to help you guys out. But let's get started in the actual home tours. I think you guys are gonna really love this community, and make sure you subscribe because I'm only showing the first 3 homes in this model section, and they actually even have more homes across the street. So this may be a 3-part series. So again, make sure you subscribe. I post videos every Monday at 5 p.m. But let's go ahead and get started. Okay, getting started out here in the front. This home is 3,204 square feet, and it is starting at $635,900. Does have a 4-car garage option. It has a loft, 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. It can be up to 6 bedrooms. This house is super, super cool. And unlike most floor plans I've seen nowadays, so right away when you walk in, you have this super nice, big, grand entry, a really long entry as well. So you're not immediately on the living room, which is nice. On the left-hand side, we're gonna start off with, in the very, very front, you have your first bedroom. Really good sized bedroom. You're gonna have your standard closet there. And then across from there, you have a coat closet. And then you have your bathroom in the middle. This one does just have a single sink, so some people don't like that. Here's probably more of their standard options for the tub. I'm sure it doesn't have to be this color, but kind of that quartz composite material. And then coming across from there, you have now your second bedroom. And this one does have a walk-in closet. So that's kind of nice. Bedrooms are super nice size. This is probably a full or a queen with 2 smaller nightstands and still has enough space for like a taller dresser, or honestly, you could put a shorter one here too. These homes are super beautiful. This is a Fulton community. So as you can see, like super tall doors, they really deck out their models. So that's kind of hard sometimes to see what your potential home would be for the price. But these models are seriously so beautiful. I love Fulton homes. Here's a storage closet as well. They really think about all the things. I actually just helped a client from YouTube. You guys are probably not watching this now, but they actually just bought in this community and I'm super excited for them to start living here. On the left-hand side, this is going to be where you go upstairs to go into the loft. We'll continue on. So you guys can see that last. On the right-hand side, we have our 4-car garage entry. And then you're going to have, I'm guessing this is a bedroom that is the option. They might only have it as a 3-car, well, 2-car tandem right now. This is a bedroom that they've added. If you want the 4-car, then you wouldn't add this. Obviously, you would just keep it standard, which I believe is the 4-car option. So now we're on our 3rd bedroom, basically. Then we have our laundry room downstairs. They upgraded their sink. They upgraded the cabinets up top. They do have the option to upgrade the shutters, 2 shutters at the design gallery. There's a lot of really cool options at the design gallery, and you can still do some upgrades at the design gallery if you decide to purchase a spec home. That's what my clients did. They upgraded to gas, they upgraded to the shutters, and they really loved it, and it wasn't too crazy on pricing. Here's just a, oh, no, this is actually a full bath. Shower's kind of hidden back here. Pretty cool. Single sink in here. And then coming back down the hall, off the garage, we have our kitchen, dining, and living room. This is really nice because I love that the proximity from the garage to really just immediately drop all your stuff down. You guys let me know what you think. I also really love how massive this island is. I'm not even sure if it's gonna come off on camera as big as it is, but they have 4 chairs kind of spread out, but you could probably put 5, and they even have a chair over here on this side, which is cool. And then here's a little closer look of the actual kitchen. So they did kind of the upgraded cabinets. They did a staggered cabinet. They have tons and tons of options at Design Gallery if you guys want to do a little bit of a different style of cabinet, if you want gas versus electric, if you want the gourmet kitchen, which is what they have here. So you have the top here, you have the range, microwave, and then oven on the bottom. This also has tons of cabinet space in general, so top and bottom. I like how this has its own little kitchenette kind of sink here. So if you want to put drinks or whatever from like a bar or coffee bar or something along those lines, I'm sure you could find tons of reasons to use a second sink. But this is a really, really pretty kitchen. They did also do a backsplash. Coming over here, we have the dining space. So this is gonna be an open floor plan for dining, living, and kitchen, but you still have a little bit of separation, which I like. You have those 2 front bedrooms, then you had a bedroom kind of in the middle if you decided to upgrade to that, and then we have our primary bedroom downstairs, which so many people love and are looking for, but it's kind of hard to find here in Arizona. So kitchen, dining space here, you have an 8-person table, so it's a good sized table. And then you have your living space over here. This has 2 sofa chairs. I guess I don't know how to say this. It has 2 couches. I'm trying to be fancy with my wording. But you could easily do a sectional and make this even larger if you wanted. Another thing to mention about this house is they did do the upgraded ceiling height. So this is very, very tall ceilings. Let's see, actually this probably tells me right here what comes standard in regards to ceiling height. So I'll pop that up on the screen. So you guys, standard actually is 10-foot ceilings throughout. I feel like this is slightly higher, probably because it is the model. If you want to upgrade that at Design Gallery, of course you can. Or I'm sorry, not at Design Gallery, but when you go to pick out the house options at the structural appointment, we'll be able to do that. So in case you do decide that you want to purchase a new build and you're wondering how does that process exactly work, you're gonna have a couple different appointments right off the bat. So of course we're gonna come out here, we're gonna see the homes, decide on the model that you want. And then the next step is to kind of go over the structural options. So for example, that bedroom on the bottom where I think a 4th car garage would be standard, they decided to do the 3rd bedroom right there. That would be considered one of your structural options. Another thing might be, this seems like a pretty big patio covered space. This might be an extended patio, which would be an additional cost. This door right here that leads into the primary bedroom might also be an additional cost that goes into the structural appointment. And then you're also going to have an electrical appointment. That is going to be to pick out all the fancy electrical. So whether or not, 2 things, actually 3 things that I've thought of recently that people have been doing on a lot of my clients' new builds. One of them is going to be a plug that is going to be in the primary bedroom closet. If you have a steamer, you can add those kind of things. If you have a walk-in pantry, I always like to add a plug in there if it's possible. And then people that do bidets, they have a plug that they can add at the electrical appointment next to the toilets. And then one of the things that I thought of, this is so first world problems, but I was taking a bath and I have this open space above my bathtub and I was like, wouldn't it be really cool if I could put like a little TV there, but there's no plug. So it's the finer things in life if you're looking for that, but kind of cool that you can, really customize these homes to match what's going to be best for you. Sometimes people like to put like a little plug right behind the couch so you can go ahead and put like a sofa table and plug in your lamps or your phones or whatever and not have cords everywhere. Those are just some of the things. There's tons of things that you can add. You could add recessed lighting, go crazy at these electrical appointments. And then after your electrical appointment is actually going to be your Design Gallery appointment where you're going to pick out all the options. Every builder is slightly different. There may be a follow-up appointment after that to solidify all your options, but these appointments are very long and definitely come prepared with Pinterest inspo because at bare minimum, I think I did one last month and it was a good 5 to 6 hours long. So they are very, very long, but well worth it and can be overwhelming. So again, just come with the inspiration, but let's go ahead and finish up this house. So here's an example of what the backyards can look like. Sometimes these builders do have landscape packaging that you can do, and they probably do. Fulton is really cool and they're just a good builder to work with. But here's an example of what they did for their backyard. Here at the model, it's going to be dirt standard, but they did a good amount of turf back here. This is a great size lot. I would not be complaining at all. And the homes are definitely a good distance apart, which I really love. Maybe not the ones right next to you. It looks like they have about an 8-foot-ish, maybe 10 feet in between each home. Obviously, if you're not looking to be super close to neighbors, this community in general probably would not be the perfect one for you. I also love the middle door. So it has the big, this is probably, I don't know, 16-foot door right here. I like that it's in the middle too. I have one that goes from left to right, and my curtain situation is just, again, first world problems. The middle one is superior in my opinion. Also I want to show you guys the pantry so you guys can check it out. Very standard pantry setup in here. And then your electrical setup is going to be behind there where they have a lot of stuff because this is the model, but your Wi-Fi would be in there. Any electrical you have for your under the cabinet lighting setup, stereos maybe that you might have, things along those lines. Let's go into the primary bedroom now. Coming in here on the right-hand side, you have your double sinks. They have a nice big shower here. And then on the left, you have your toilet space. You have your closet space. Also, they typically paint all their spec homes. So that's a nice little upgrade. And I want to say it comes with it. I will pop up all the standard options so you guys can see exactly what they are. There's tons and tons of standards here, which is really, really nice. Then you have your primary bedroom, plenty of space in here. They did the coffered ceilings, I believe is what it's called, or tri-ceilings. And then they have the lighting for that as well. I believe with Fulton Homes, ceiling fans come standard, which is really cool. They have the upgraded carpet in here, so it kind of has that textured, I'm not sure if it's coming off on camera, but has that textured look. And then they also did upgrade the door here that goes to the exterior. And even this has like the built-in blinds, kind of cool. Kind of old school, but I would like that because those doors are very annoying to put blinds on and they hit against the wall. Again, I had that experience, so first world problems, but super beautiful home. So this was the Pelican Bay floor plan with the loft. They also have these without the lofts. They have the 3-bedroom and a den option, and they also have a 4-bedroom option. They have the 4-car garage option, and then they have the 3-car garage option as well. Those ones are quite smaller. Oh my gosh, we didn't even go upstairs yet. So this would be an example of what the Pelican Bay without the loft. So the model is the loft one. So we're gonna go up there, but I'll tell you how much the spec home is of this actual floor plan here with the loft. So that way you guys can kind of get mentally prepared for that. There is one available right now for $754,146. Kind of funny how they add that, but basically it's $754, and that does have the option for the special financing that they have on a couple of their spec homes. Not super popular with Fulton Homes to do like a lot of incentives or crazy discounts or anything like that, but this one has a 4.25% interest rate. So that's kind of cool. Definitely will help a lot on that payment, but let's go check up the upstairs because it is a 6-bedroom, which is super cool and definitely hard to come by for a lot of my clients. So to kind of get your groundings again, front door, 2 bedrooms, a bathroom. We're gonna walk up to the loft space here. I believe this would be a den if you decided to not do the loft option. And then you have your other bedroom if you decided to upgrade that and not have a 4-car tandem. Living space, primary bedroom over there. Headed upstairs. I've actually been to this floor plan before. They had them in Goodyear a while ago, and I just think it's so cool because it's just not very Arizona vibes. But you walk upstairs and you have your loft space. Really cool, super big area. You can obviously see they have multiple different kind of setups in here to explain what you can use this space for. So they have their couch, kind of TV, movie room setup. They have a little gaming space. And then they also have some desks over here if you have kids that need to have space for work. Coming down here, you have your bathroom. And you have a bedroom. This one just has your standard closet, but it is a super duper big room here, which of course I love. Who wouldn't love? Your kids are gonna be fighting over this room. I wonder, so this one, we had 4 bedrooms downstairs, 5 bedrooms. Let's see what we're working with in here. This is just storage. So I'll pop up exactly what the 6th bedroom option is so you guys can see it. I'm guessing that's gonna cut into your loft space. And I almost forgot to mention, this is part of an HOA. The HOA is $139 a month, and that's not too bad for a community pool and pickleball and a bunch of other amenities. So if you're looking for a neighborhood with tons of amenities, this might be a really good option for you. And the HOA is not too bad for all that. I mean, my HOA is more expensive and I have less. Not sure if you guys can hear it, but I'm recording it anyways. There are gonna be jets in this neighborhood. If you're not looking for jet noise, honestly, avoid West Valley all in general, but this portion is going to be a little bit louder here. Not too bad in my opinion, especially with how well insulated these homes are. They're just really going off right now. I'll tell you guys a little bit more about the jets once we get inside because I just moved to a neighborhood where I can really hear the jet noise and I have some opinions about that. But we're at our next house. This one is going to be a 4-bed, 3-bath home, 2,165 square feet. It starts at $506, but they do have a spec home available right now for $596 basically. And that one does have that special financing also. So the 4.25% interest rate, which helps a ton on payments. They also have the option to do the loft on this floor plan as well. It's not modeled like that, but I'll pop up a floor plan so you guys can see exactly what that loft option looks like. And that will add up to 6 bedrooms for you as well, which again, if you need that kind of space, that is huge. Same concept. I just love the Fulton homes, guys. Their floor plans are just different. If you like a more traditional floor plan with like some modern flair, I feel like Fulton does it really good because they have this super grand entry versus I feel like some of the new homes you just immediately walk into, you know, your kitchen, dining, living space. This gives a lot of space, which I really enjoy. Makes it feel kind of luxurious. On the left-hand side right away, you have some storage. Another thing that Fulton homes do really good is having plenty of storage. Across from there, you have your first bathroom. Pretty standard bathroom, not too many upgrades on here, so that's kind of nice to see. They did the cultured marble countertop, they did the standard tub shower combo, and then they upgraded just a couple different things with like the fixtures and whatnot and maybe the cabinet height. But other than that, pretty standard. Then we have our next bedroom, great size bedroom in here as well. Across from that, we have our next bedroom, really great size room. These rooms are very, very nice. Standard closets in both of those. Coming back down into the hall, you have another coat closet. Coming down a little bit further, on the right-hand side, you're going to have your laundry room. So a little bit dark in here, but that's gonna be your 3-car garage. Here's your setup for the Wi-Fi stuff. And here is where they upgraded the sink. And then across from there is going to be a full bathroom. So that's kind of nice. There we go. I like that, even though you don't necessarily need it, right? It's good to have. Here is the loft space. I'm sorry, here's the den space. I'm guessing this is where the loft entry would be, similar to that first model that we just saw if you decide to do the loft floor plan. But otherwise, it is on the normal floor plan here. It's gonna be your standard den. Looks like they upgraded to the doors. Coming down a little bit further, now we have our living space, kitchen, and dining. So the floor plan here is slightly different, right? Because you kind of have your dining room tucked away if you like that. The other one had the dining room more kind of in a square shape, right? Like everything was visible all at the same time. Some people like that, some people don't. Beautiful kitchen. They did do the upgraded kitchen in here as well. Stainless steel appliances, nice large island, which I really love. They did the farmhouse style sink. They upgraded the pots and pans drawers. Trash can drawer looks like maybe, no, actually that's a false front. Let me see, do they have a trash can drawer in this one? No trash can. Is this, no trash can, but that's okay. If you guys decide to build or get a spec home, that could be an option for you. When it comes to the access to the exterior, you have your door here. I'm guessing it's probably an option to upgrade to a slider there if you want to. Let's check out the backyard so you guys can get some backyard inspo. So this has kind of like that California room, I think is what they call it. But all 3 sides are covered, and then you have your access to the outside just through this one front entry point. I really like that. It provides a lot of shade if you plan on spending a lot of time in your backyard. Here is the backyard. Definitely a little bit bigger than the previous home. You can kind of see here, our backyard patio is about the same, but this one kind of extends out a little bit from that primary bedroom. So not a huge difference, but slight. Really, really pretty backyard, turf, travertine paver situation here. Really, really pretty. And then the next house is a 2-story, so you guys will be able to see an even bigger backyard and what that kind of looks like. Headed back in here. Oh, I gotta show you guys this pantry too. What do you guys think about the clear-ish pantry door? I do not want anyone seeing inside my pantry. It's probably a guaranteed mess. I'm guessing that pantry door is an upgrade though. Here is your pantry, decent size, not too big, not too small. Coming down here, we're gonna have another closet. So I think we've already had, what, 3 or so closets, so tons of storage. Primary bedroom. On the left-hand side, they did the tub shower combo, a little bit less of an upgrade, but still nice. Double sinks here. And then you have your closet space, good sized closet, and toilet space in here. Headed into the actual bedroom portion. Slightly smaller, but still, in my opinion, plenty of space. I don't really do much in my bedroom besides sleep, so you don't really need a hangout space. If you like to hang out in your bedroom, you like to have a couch and all of that, this will definitely not be enough space. And then they have that exterior door again that they upgraded when they did the structural options. I really like that. I had that in my old house and I don't have it now. And even though I never used it at my old house, it was nice to have. So what do you guys think about this home? If you decided to do the floor plan, which is called the Rockaway, which is the one that I'm in right now, that one with the loft would bring you to right about 3,000 square feet. And then you'll have an option for up to 6 bedrooms and 4 baths. That one starts at $615. So almost, what, a little bit over $100,000 difference if you want to add the loft. Of course, it adds a lot of square footage. It adds, what, about 1,000 square feet too. So really good option. But if you're looking to stay a little bit more affordable, these homes have both options, which is great. You can do the loft or without the loft. The next house is a 2-story, so you won't have that option, but it's kind of cool to see it with the single stories, because especially my favorite portion of it is that they have the primary bedroom downstairs. And then again, it's kind of hard to find a primary bedroom downstairs. Also, the loft space is just really cool, especially if you have kids or older kids, whatever. Having their own little space, I feel like I have so many clients with kids that want that. They're like, I need a loft. This would be so, so nice. And you have a lot of sound barrier too, because if we think about it, let's say the access was right through here. It didn't have like an over the look stair rail, which if you guys are not new to the channel, you've heard me mention it before. Those are really pretty, don't get me wrong, but if you're actually using it for, your kids to go and watch TV and get away from you for a little bit, you're going to hear every single thing when you are watching TV downstairs. It's gonna be almost impossible to use. I've had it before. It's not ideal. Okay, getting ready to start our next home. This one's called Arena Cove, 3,374 square feet, starting at $596. Not too bad for this size of home. And don't forget to subscribe, guys, because I'm gonna be doing these next 3 models in a smaller collection and a more affordable price point next week. But let's go ahead and finish up with our last home here. This one I think is gonna be a good one. We have up to 5 bedrooms. 5 bedrooms, 3 full baths, a great room, a separate living space. I have not pre-walked this home, so you guys will be getting the full authentic tour and what I feel about it. So right when you walk in, you have this kind of living space, a little bit small. I would say it's more like a den. So if you plan on having an at-home office, this would be a really good option for you. On the left-hand side, you're gonna have your stair entry. You're gonna have your under the stairs storage next. Kind of goes deep down in there, Harry Potter closet. Coming in, before we get to the kitchen, here's gonna be your garage entry. You can add like a little credenza right here to kind of throw all your stuff down. My house doesn't have that. I wish it did. Here is your living space, dining space, and kitchen. Really pretty kitchen, kind of a different layout. The island is this direction. So what is that? Horizontal? Yeah, horizontal when the oven is vertical. I usually would think to see it this way. I don't know, what do you guys think? I like how it is this way because it takes up more space and you still get all the cabinetry. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. This also does not have the gourmet kitchen. So maybe if you did decide to do the gourmet kitchen, it would have a different flow to it. Maybe the oven would be over there and this would be the microwave double oven situation. If they have something online showing exactly what it's gonna look like, I will pop that up on the screen so you guys can see it. Let's go down here because we have a huge pantry. Oh my gosh. If you like to cook, this would be a really good pantry size for you. And then here is the look from over where the pantry is. So again, your oven, microwave, nice big island, plenty of cabinetry. I love that they did tons of extra pots and pan drawers. If you have kids and stuff like this, I've also seen people do like snack drawers because it's a little bit easier for the kids to grab. Unless you don't want your kids to grab it, which I get it. Here is your dining space. So again, more of a big square versus the previous model had the dining room a little bit more tucked into the corner. Here is our backyard. Guys, there's a bug on the actual latch to unlock. I'm scared for my life. If the bug is gone, I'll actually show you guys the backyard. Let's go down here into the primary and hope that that bug's gone by the end of this tour. Here is, oh, not the primary actually. Again, these are my live reactions of this floor plan. Here is a guest bedroom, so a junior suite, kind of. Also has the full bath. It's not connected, but this could easily be blocked off right here if you wanted it to and be like a little mini junior suite. Still has the extra closet space down here. Upgraded some of the stuff here in the bathroom. This has the quartz countertops, upgraded cabinet height. They kept the shower itself like more standard. This is like a quartz material, which is a little bit more affordable than doing like tile. And then they probably upgraded this into a shower versus a tub shower combo. Pretty cool. I love when there's an extra guest bedroom downstairs. Would I rather have my primary bedroom downstairs? I don't know. You guys let me know. I do like the primary bedroom downstairs. I think that's kind of nice, but if you don't mind it, it's not too bad. Let's head upstairs to check out the other bedrooms. Also, just looking at this staircase, I really love that they did the wood with the iron rails versus just like the drywall. Again, not a huge deal, but I think it makes it look a lot nicer. So once you get upstairs, you have your loft space, pretty good sized loft, not as big as the first two ones, but decent size, not too bad, nothing to scoff about. And again, a little bit further away from the living space. It does look down into the front room, so you may get some noise from that, but I don't think it'll be too bad. Coming down here, you have your closet space. Again, Fulton is great at that. We have our laundry room upstairs. They upgraded the sink over there. And then to the left here, we have our primary bedroom. Great size primary bedroom, by far the biggest one. So that's nice. We have our toilet space, shower tub combo, double sinks, and closet. Great size closet. And then this is just extra storage space again, which is perfect. I want to show you guys this loft across the street. It's empty, but it has a double gate if you want something like that. That's a pretty good size lot right there. Not too bad. I wonder how big that one is. Coming out of the primary bedroom now. And across from there, so kind of to get your bearings again, that was the loft space, closet, laundry room. And then next bedroom, great size bedroom, not too bad. Here is another bathroom. So you got your double sinks, a door that separates the tub, toilet, shower situation. And then coming a little bit more, we have our next bedroom with the walk-in closet, plenty of space. And then we have our next bedroom right across from there. I would probably pick this bedroom because it seems like it's the biggest of the kids' bedrooms. And then it has this little space for a desk over here. Really pretty. I like it. Okay. What do you guys think about this house? Not too bad. 5 bedrooms instead of the 6 that the other 2 had options of, but a little bit more affordable. All right, guys, that's it for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, pretty please hit the thumbs up button. It really helps out my channel. Don't forget to subscribe. I post videos every Monday at 5 p.m. And also make sure you guys are subscribed because I'm going to be coming out with a super, super cool website here really soon that's going to have tons of access to neighborhood information that you guys are definitely going to want to have. So that should be up here in the next month. So like I said, subscribe. I also have a relocation guide if you guys want to download that. That is also down below. And if you ever have questions, don't forget to reach out. My number and email are popping up. And until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Bye.